Now, the European Union is currently at an advanced stage of talks with the US over mutually recognizing vaccine passports to revive and boost transatlantic tourism this summer. The EU, however, is yet to open discussions with its former member state, Britain, over possible passports for vaccinated citizens. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has offered fresh hope for US residents of a summer holiday in the EU. In a recent interview, Ursula said that Americans who are fully vaccinated would be able to visit Europe in what would be a change of policy on non-essential travel. The EU adopted strict curbs on travel into the bloc's 27 member states last year. Non-essential trips were permitted only from a handful of countries like Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea. A spokesperson for the European Commission said that while discussions had been held with US officials, there have been no contacts with the UK over possible vaccine passports. Boris Johnson has said he wants to allow foreign travel by mid-May, and the government is considering introducing vaccine passports for British holidaymakers this summer. But the EU spokesperson said that talks have not yet commenced between Brussels and London on how to ensure mutual recognition of either side's documents on vaccination. Last week, French President Emmanuel Macron said that the country would be opening to European and American citizens next month based on the creation of a special pass for vaccinated individuals. The EU has also addressed the rollout of an approved vaccine passport called the Digital Green Certificate for European citizens moving throughout the Schengen area, which mostly functions as a single jurisdiction for international travel with a common visa policy. Now, WION's London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark, is still live with us from London. Mandy, the European Union is trying to revive tourism and is discussing ways to allow tourists from the US. Can you share more with us on this?
We just know there's talks. What is interesting and vital is the U.S. is one of the biggest tourist. Europe is the biggest tourist destination for a lot of Americans. In fact, the nationals that visit Paris the most are Americans. So certainly, this is a big economic factor that would really motivate the European Union to talk to America. And often when Americans visit Europe, they tend to visit a few countries, not just one destination. So it's a big population. It looks like a vaccinated population. It makes sense for Europe to start these conversations to get that vaccine passport so international travel can resume again. And a lot of the European nations really depend on that summer tourism to really boost the economy. All over Europe and the world, economies certainly have been suppressed. So they're looking for that summer bump to get that tourist dollar back into the system.
And while the EU is welcoming tourists from across the Atlantic, despite a reduction in COVID cases, the United Kingdom seems not to be on its radar. Is it still heartburn over Brexit, the reason for not discussing the prospect of allowing vaccinated Britons?
It could be. There's certainly the ill feeling during that very long negotiated process. It could be a fact that the UK just has to wait its place in the queue, quite frankly, because if you're going to negotiate over passports, America has a much bigger population, more tourists. UK is considerably smaller. So it could just be reminding the UK where they stand in the queue. In all likelihood, there will be conversations, but if it takes as long as the Brexit negotiation, it won't be happening this summer. But there is conversations happening between the UK and certain member states. We do know that Greece is talking to the UK about having a passport. So hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later, but certainly no talks are happening just yet.
Thank you, Mandy, live from London there.